Steelers Nation, what's up? Before we dive into today's absolutely loaded story, let me start with this. Your Pittsburgh Steelers are working every single day to improve, correct mistakes, and bring better results on Sundays. The coaching staff, the players, the front office, everybody is pushing to turn this season around and deliver the kind of football this city deserves. And since we're all here working together to get better, hit that like button right now so more Steelers fans can join this conversation and stay informed. Because trust me, today's story is big, very big. Let's get into it. Tensions in Pittsburgh have been running hot. 3 losses in the last 4 games, a shrinking AFC North lead, fans frustrated, players frustrated, and suddenly rumors are flying everywhere, including something we almost never hear, a potential Mike Tomlin trade. Yeah, you heard that right. It all started when the New York Giants fired head coach Brian Daboll after falling to 2-8, blowing a 10-point fourth-quarter lead to the Chicago Bears. With a massive brand like the Giants looking for a new leader, national media instantly began speculating about big-name replacements. And one of the names? Mike Tomlin. Now, let's be very clear. At this point, any Tomlin trade rumors are 100% speculation. There is no indication that the Steelers want to fire or trade Tomlin. There is no indication that Tomlin wants out. There is no historical precedent for Pittsburgh moving on from a head coach this way. Remember, since 1969, the Steelers have had only 3 head coaches. 3 in 56 years. This organization does not make emotional decisions. They do not panic. They do not play the headline game. And that's exactly what Steelers beat writer Ray Fittipaldo said this week on 93.7 The Fan. In years past, the Steelers would never do that. They wouldn't even take the phone call. I can't sit here and say it's 100% that way again, but I tend to think it would be. I don't think they've lost faith in that building just because of a rough month. Fittipaldo made it clear it would take something catastrophic for the Steelers to even consider trading Tomlin, because the frustration is real. Steelers Nation holds this franchise to a high standard. Playoff wins, AFC championships, Super Bowls. That's the identity, that's the expectation. But it has been 9 years since Pittsburgh won a playoff game. 9 years. Fans aren't wrong to feel like something has gone off track. The standard is the standard, and lately, it hasn't been met. So naturally, during a slump, fans start asking questions that normally feel unthinkable. A Tomlin trade? A coaching change? A shakeup to reset the franchise? And that's where the rumors get louder, especially after something that leaked late last offseason. This part is not speculation. It actually happened. After the Chicago Bears fired head coach Matt Eberflus, they began exploring all possible options. According to ESPN insider Adam Schefter, the Bears called about Tomlin's availability, and they weren't the only team. A second team also called months ago, though that team was never named publicly. Pittsburgh didn't entertain the discussions, they didn't counter, they didn't negotiate, but the calls did happen, and fans haven't forgotten. If teams were calling in 2024, they'll call again in 2025, especially if the Steelers collapse late. Now, Pittsburgh still controls its destiny. They're still 1 game ahead in the AFC North, but the pressure is rising fast. If this season spirals, if they miss the playoffs, if the losing streak grows, then yeah, the conversation about Tomlin's future becomes real. Not guaranteed, not likely, but real. While all the Tomlin noise has been dominating headlines, another huge issue has quietly emerged. The Steelers might lose one of their most promising young defenders. Again, Corey Trice Jr., the 6'3" corner with massive upside, is back on injured reserve, and this time, things are looking very grim. Let's rewind the story. 2023, rookie season ends before it begins. Trice tears his ACL in training camp, season over. 2024, finally sees the field, plays 6 games, shows flashes, records 21 tackles and an interception. People start believing again. 2025, another setback and more injuries. Trice begins the year on injured reserve. The Steelers open his 21-day practice window. He works to return. Fans get hopeful. But he's still hurt, still not ready, still not cleared to play. And now the deadline is closing in fast. The Steelers announced Saturday that Trice is out for the Bengals game. Senior Director of Communications Burt Loughton posted, Corey Trice Jr. has been downgraded to out, still in the IR 21-day window. Here's the problem. If Trice isn't activated by November 18th, he must miss the remainder of the season. That's not a coaching decision. That's not a medical decision. That's league rules. And for a player who has already missed nearly 2 full NFL seasons, that could be the end of his Steelers career. If Trice can't play this week or next, the Steelers must decide. Option 1, activate him anyway. Even if he's limited, even if he's not fully ready, this gives him a chance to show something, anything. It lets Pittsburgh evaluate whether he's worth keeping long term. Option 2, keep him on IR and lose him for the season. Safer for the player, safer for his knee, but it ends his year and likely ends his Steelers' time. Because this team cannot carry a player who's never available, not when Darius Slay is hurt nearly every week. Joey Porter Jr. battled injuries earlier in the year. Deshaun Elliott is out. Jabril Peppers missed time. Alex Highsmith was out for weeks. The secondary is running on fumes. The Steelers simply cannot afford to wait and hope anymore. And for Trice, the next few days might be the most important of his NFL career. If he returns, even in a limited role, the Steelers may decide to keep him heading into 2026. If he doesn't, he might be looking at a fresh start somewhere else. And just as it looked like things were stabilizing, 2 more major hits arrived. Outside linebacker Alex Highsmith and veteran corner Darius Slay have both been ruled out for Week 11 against the Bengals. Yeah, it's rough. And I know what you're thinking. How in the world is this defense supposed to compete when it's already ranked dead last in the NFL against the pass? Well, believe it or not, there is a potential solution coming, and it's not from a trade, not from a miracle, not from practice squad magic. It's coming from a player the Steelers already have, a player who was supposed to change the dynamic of this secondary the moment he signed. Jabril Peppers, the NFL veteran, New England former captain, who just might be the missing piece. Let's break this down. Peppers, the former Browns first-round pick and longtime Patriots centerpiece, joined Pittsburgh earlier this season when the injury bugs started eating away at the roster. And right when the Steelers needed him most, he went down with a quad injury. He's missed the last 2 games, and you could feel it. But now he's back, he's healthy, and he's ready to go. And make no mistake, the Steelers need him right now more than at any point this season.
One of the biggest reasons Pittsburgh's pass defense has collapsed isn't just the absence of Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's the total lack of depth behind the starters. It's not a one-position problem. It's a group-wide shortage of healthy players who can hold up in coverage. And the secondary? Man, it's been an emergency room. But here's why Peppers matters so much. He isn't just a fill-in starter. He's not just a veteran, warm-body depth piece. He brings positional versatility that nobody else in this secondary has right now. The Steelers have fully committed to playing Jalen Ramsey at safety, and that move has created both opportunities and challenges. Ramsey's leadership and range have helped stabilize things in the middle of the field, but without a reliable rotational piece behind him or Kyle Duggar, the coaches have been forced to overextend certain packages, exposing matchups that Cincinnati and every other AFC team would love to attack. Peppers changes that. He can play deep safety, nickel corner, box safety, hybrid linebacker, slot defender when needed. Speed? Check. Physicality? Check. Experience? Check. Versatility? Big check. He might not be the biggest name on the roster, but right now, he might be the most important returning defender the Steelers have. Let's be real, Steelers fans. The Bengals wide receiver trio is a nightmare matchup even when your secondary is fully healthy. And this week, with Highsmith and Slay out? It's tough. Cincinnati's receivers win in space. They win downfield. They win on timing routes. They win attacking mismatches. And the Steelers have been full of mismatches for opposing offenses this year. But Peppers is exactly the kind of player who can limit that damage. Not stop it. Nobody is stopping Cincinnati's passing attack outright with half a defense missing. But Peppers can help control the middle of the field, give Ramsey flexibility to move around, take over slot matchups, and provide downhill support against quick, timing passes. He gives the team options that simply did not exist over the past 2 weeks. And options are what this coaching staff has been desperately trying to find. We also have to talk about what this moment means for Peppers himself. After being a high-usage defensive weapon in New England, the Patriots cut him loose last offseason. It shocked a lot of people, and it clearly lit a fire under him. He's been determined to prove he's still a starting caliber player in the NFL, that he still has top-tier ability, that he still belongs. With Pittsburgh's secondary battered, bruised, and depleted, the stage is set. This isn't just a return for Peppers. This is a statement opportunity. If he balls out over the next 7 weeks, Peppers can extend his time in Pittsburgh, prove he's still an impact defender, keep himself in future contract conversations, and win over a fan base desperate for defensive heroes. And let's be honest, Steelers fans love physical, high-energy defensive players who hit like a freight train and celebrate like they mean it. That's Jabril Peppers. If he delivers, he's going to become a Pittsburgh favorite very quickly. This team is under pressure. This fan base is under frustration. And this franchise is at a crossroads. You've got Mike Tomlin trade rumors heating up, real evidence that teams called about him last year, a fan base losing patience, a division race tightening, and a young defender, Corey Trice, possibly running out of time in Pittsburgh. This is one of the most dramatic stretches of Steelers football in recent memory. So now I want to hear from you, Steelers Nation. Would you support the Steelers trading Mike Tomlin if the right offer came in? Are you losing patience, or do you still trust the organization to stay the course? And what should Pittsburgh do about Corey Trice? Activate him now or shut him down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear every opinion. And before you go, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an exclusive Steelers update right here. Thanks for watching, and as always, here we go Steelers!